Alright, day 6 of our ride. We're just about to pull out of our cabin. There we are. And head down this dirt road. So, one thing I'll start the day off with is, you know, when you decide you want to tour on motorcycles, people will ask you, well, what kind of motorcycle do you want? And they'll say things like, ooh, how much time are you going to spend off-road, or are you going to be all on asphalt? And you know, usually when you think about it, you think, oh, going across Canada, going to be mostly on asphalt. But you have to really think about where you're going to stay at night. If you're going to stay at hotels and cities, then that's fine. Get a bike that's just asphalt friendly. But if you're doing what we're doing, if you're interested in camping or Airbnbs, you're going to find yourself on streets like this. Streets, roads, dirt roads, and you want to be ready to ride them. And part of that means having a bike that's okay with it, but you know, a lot of it means actually riding on them, whatever bike you have, getting out in the stuff, trying it, getting comfortable with it. And what a lot of people claim, we haven't done this ourselves but we've been meaning to, is to go on one of those dirt bike things. Like, for example, we have one in the Ganaraska Forest where we live, where you can go and ride dirt bikes. And riding dirt bikes really gives you a sense of how bikes react, how their back ends can swing out of you, and it gives you the experience and the skills to counter that and to feel comfortable with a bike that might be a little loose under your body, so to speak. All right. Okay, sorry. Bit of acceleration fun there. Well, that's good. That means I'll be able to have a little bit of fun with you guys. Didn't get to go, then we get to do a little bit of accelerating. Not that I'm gonna speed, especially not with that white thing in front of me. Okay, so at any rate, off we go. Slight change of plan for the day. I've got a very important meeting. I'm getting an opportunity to be a witness in front of the Canadian Senate, representing the Canadian Psychological Association and creating an argument for why we should ban the marketing of sports gambling, all those sports gambling ads. So myself and two others, a representative for the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, CAMH, and a friend of mine named Bruce Kidd, who represents Ban Ads for Gambling. The three of us each have 5 minutes to kind of make our cases for what we think the government should do. And it's very important. It's a chance to actually get rid of some of these ads that I think are just horrible. But in order to do this, they wanted us to do a technical test, because I'm going to be joining virtually. And they wanted us to do a technical test from the same location as the meeting would be. And we've been trying to, you know, look ahead down the road. Where could we be where we could count on the internet? And can we even do that from the same location? And what we ended up with is really, after Thunder Bay, things get sketchy for the next day or two on the road. There's not a lot of places, big cities or anything, and there's just little motels, and it's not clear they have Wi-Fi and yada yada. So what we ended up deciding is we're just going to go to Thunder Bay today, which is just 150k, and we're going to hunker down there for 2 nights. So this afternoon I can do the technical test with them, and then I can be in the same location to do the actual meeting tomorrow afternoon. So this is one of our stops. Since we have lots of time today, we can stop every now and then, take a look at the views, and show you some of the views. So this is Lake Superior. You see the fog is starting to lift.
Yeah, it's starting to lift.
Yeah, which is great. We'll get to see some more views, but I mean, just check out the road we're on and all the greenery and such.
We never did get our summers going. We have to before we go from Thunder Bay.
That'll be a good thing to play with in Thunder Bay. Yeah. So yeah, off to a great start for day 6.
So we've only done about 25 kilometers, but it's been a really beautiful 25 kilometers. And I just wanted to say, you know, when you think of beauty, and especially if you're in a scenic location, you think, man, I hope it's sunny, I hope it's clear so we can really see all the great views. And of course, those sunny, clear days are fantastic. But there are so many kinds of beauty. And here we have this foggy, misty, I love these days. I love riding through these days. I joke about it as riding through heaven. But it really does cloaks everything in a little bit of mystery. You know, now the really heavy rains aren't fun, but even then, like the Saguenay region, which we saw almost none of, but we felt under our tires, you know, we felt we're going up hills, we're going around corners, you can feel the road, you know what the road is, and you can imagine what it would be like in a clear day. But at the same time, you're just surrounded. In that case, we could barely see, you know, 10 feet ahead of us, the fog was so thick. In this case, it's a nice misty that comes and goes. We were just at a lookout point not long ago, and we commented that the fog was lifting and it looked like it was getting much more clear. But now that we're on our bikes, we're back in it. It's come back. But again, I think it's really cool. I really like it, and it kind of tells me that, you know, hey, don't get a specific notion in your mind about, oh, we're going to do that ride, and if it's not this way, I'm going to be upset. You take what you get, and when you learn to take what you get and appreciate what you get, you really do enjoy things that you might otherwise, you know, grumble over. So we are almost to Thunder Bay now. In fact, we're just less than 10K from our Airbnb for the night, but we're stopping just before Thunder Bay at the Terry Fox Memorial Lookout, and it's been beautiful already. Just this little ride in here has been really nice. Obviously a popular spot, and rightfully so. If anyone deserves our respect, it's Terry. We'll show you what we see, but we'll do it with a regular camera. Hey, so Susan and I are here at the Terry Fox Memorial, and really, as a young boy, there was no Canadian hero comparable to Terry Fox. Athletes and such, it's not the same. Terry really was defined by two things in my mind. One, his refusal to be defined by cancer, but rather instead by his reaction to it. But also that reaction, of course, is the legacy of hope that continues, and is a very direct way to take on cancer and try to help others, you know, not have to deal with the horrors. And cancer is something that's touched us. Sue herself is a survivor of cancer. Sue's father passed from lung cancer.
Your dad?
My dad, yeah, I guess, sort of, yeah, complications at least of treatment of cancer. So it's personal. But Terry is, in my mind, probably the greatest Canadian hero there was. And so to take a few minutes here to think about what he's done and to pay respects just seems appropriate. All good. All right, so there's a statue up ahead. We'll show some pictures and stuff as well, and some of this lookout, and go from there. So I don't think I'm going to be able to capture this as well as I'd like to, but what a beautiful memorial they have. So they have attached statue of Terry here, but I wish I could get the camera higher, and I can show you over here. This overlooks a beautiful, beautiful area. And specifically, it overlooks the road that he ran. So that's the view, and then his statue is just overlooking this road. So yeah, very appropriate, very cool. I'll try to get a few more close pictures, but yeah, really cool.